Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors the apostles, and others of great millstone that rule well, and salutations to the Akim around the world that push the truth in sincerity. I just want to talk about your talents, example. As we know, all the men of the Most High have different abilities. Some have more than others for certain reasons. Just like how they talk about the body. Yeah, understand, they talk about who apostles first, prophets, and speaker of tongues, and interpreters, and so forth. Everybody had a different, the office and the different talents that they were used in the ministry, right? But sometimes men does falter to use the talents to actually serve the Most High or to help the ministry, which is something you have to be mindful of. Right? We'll start. It says Matthew 25 verse 14, it say, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods." Right? It said, "Unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey." Because as the scriptures say, he doesn't give nothing that you can't handle. If he is one of his people, right? If he's one of his men, he doesn't give what you can't handle. So the amount of talents he gave you would have been pertained to what it is you could handle and what your service would be to him in your lifetime. Right? Which is why you can't always look too much at one brother doing more than another, because that could just be his lot to do more than everybody else. As the scriptures say, to whom much is given, of him shall much be required. Right? But even for the one who don't have much talents, you're still obligated to do what you could. Right? Say verse 16, it said, "Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded traded the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained another 2." So in other words, they're putting the talents to good use. You understand? So it would make sense to have 5 talents and you're only using 1. You're supposed to put all your talents to use to do the Most High service, whether it be to go out and teach, whether it be for the ministry, help your brothers, Always try to utilize your talents. Say, "But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money." It say, "After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them." So you wouldn't like for the Most High to give your ability either to help or to do service and you're not using it. It's like you'll see sometimes in the brotherhood, you go have some brothers who go have more than others. You understand? But they mightn't have much abilities in terms of preaching or anything. You understand? Their lot might just be to help the brothers out. Sometimes I saw it as be. Now it's true he got to use discernment in terms of how much he could help any individual brother, because some brothers, yes, can't help too much because it doesn't help to teach them anything, and so forth and so forth. But you had to utilize your talents that the Most High give you to do good, whether it be charity, whether it be preaching, whether it be teaching. No matter what it is, you're supposed to utilize your talents, because that is why you was given it. It say, "After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been fruitful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord." Right? Because we had, with the talents that we were given, we were also given orders to utilize those talents for his benefit. You understand? So if He giving you that fast service. Just like what the scriptures say, as freely as you have received, as freely you shall give. Right? But that doesn't mean in terms of like, because the Most High give it to you above other people, that means you could go and squander it, because you gave it to you for a purpose. You understand? It say he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant, because he did what he was commanded. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord, which is the reward that his men are going to receive. Right? It said, Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. It said, I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. Right? So he didn't utilize the ability, well, in the situation, the talent. He didn't utilize what was given to him. You understand? When he was supposed to go and do this that he could have done, or go and do that he could have done, even though it was little, you could still do something. You understand? It had 2 different types of bad servants. One is a rebellious servant, or one is a useless servant. You understand? You should never try to be both or either. Never want to be a rebellious servant, and never want to be a useless servant. Even if you could only do a little, do what you could. Don't do nothing, because you have no excuse. You understand? Okay, everybody like to say that they're not perfect, but really and truly, the little that you do could be accounted for perfection. Always do what you could. Don't study what you can't. Always do what you could. And that is what he was being. He was being a worthless servant. He wasn't trying to do what he could, even though he only had 1 talent. He wasn't doing what he could, because the Most High would know your abilities. He gave you them. It says, Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers. Right? Go back to like sowing a seed. You understand? To bear fruit and receive increase. He didn't try to get back out of what it is he had. He didn't try to make a profit. And then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Right? It said, Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which had 10 talents. For unto every one that had shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But from him that had not shall be taken away even that which he had. So you'll see that the Most High will give you the ability to do certain things and so forth. Call them spiritual gifts. If he see that you're not utilizing it for his service, he has no reason to leave you with them. That's why you'll see men after a period of time, when they're being slothful, that has started to drift back into the world. He has realized simple breakdowns that he can't remember or even be able to do. Sometimes simple things you might be talking to them about, and you realize the understanding fading, because you're taking it away from them because they're not using it. And when you take it away from you, he will give it to somebody else. That's why scriptures say, I love that scripture. That is what John 12 verse 35. It say, Then Yahushua said unto them, right? It say, Yet a little while is the light with you. It say, Walk while ye have the light. You understand? That pertains to the instruction of the scriptures, how it is he say to do. You're supposed to walk in that way. It says, Lest darkness come upon you. Because if you're not walking according to the light, and you have knowledge of the light, eventually you'll bounce up darkness, because he will take the light from you. You understand? Talk about the scripture, talk about losing your candlestick. That is not something to look forward to. It said, for he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. You understand? That when you fall back asleep, and that is something to never want for yourself. So all this goes back to, utilizing your talents. Till the day, as a man of the Most High, you have a job to do. You have to feed the sheep. You understand? You have to, even if you're not good on a high level as a lot of other brothers, do what you could. Don't do nothing and then make an excuse on top of doing nothing. You understand? Always try to be useful to the ministry in some way, because that is what a group is for. That is what a brotherhood is for. Even though you will have some brothers that will do more than others, everybody should always try to make themselves useful to the ministry. You understand? And the scriptures talk about making sure that no man take thy crown. All of these is things to actually have in consideration. Anyway, and with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell, and salutations to the Akim around the world that pushes truth in sincerity. This is Yarabba from Trinidad Camp saying Shalom.